Hey friends, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be ranking the top 12 roller coasters at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is an amusement park located in Jackson, New Jersey, and it is an amazing park filled with one of the best coaster collections on the planet. A lot of people really debate on which one's the best coaster, but here is my list. I got to experience all the major coasters in this park, and so I have a really good accurate ranking here. So if you guys want to put your lists down, you guys are more than welcome to. However, here's my list, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Number 12, the Dark Knight Coaster. This is just your average Wild Mouse coaster, but I did enjoy the Dark Knight theming. In retrospect, this would probably be my favorite Wild Mouse, and it makes me want to watch the Dark Knight movie, which I still need to watch. People tell me it's one of the best movies of all time. But the reason why it's still in last place is because it's just your typical Wild Mouse, but I do like the theming though. On to the next coaster. Number 11, Skull Mountain. This is an indoor roller coaster that has potential to be amazing. It has a great facade outside, but all this ride essentially is just a roller coaster in a box. Inside the building, there's no theming at all, and this coaster could really just use some special effects and a story. I mean, I still enjoyed this coaster for what it was, but honestly, I was left very disappointed, and this ride just has lots of wasted potential. Number 10, the Runaway Mine Train. This Aero Mine Train really surprised me. Yes, it only has one lift hill, but the turns are definitely a lot of fun. It is very scenic, and what really shocked me was this one surprise ejector pop going into the lake. I had no idea the pop of air was coming, and it took me by a huge surprise. This is definitely one of the better Aero Mine Trains that I have experienced so far, and it is a sure classic in the park. Number 9, the Joker. I honestly have no clue if I truly enjoyed this coaster, if I'm just being generous of this ranking, but this has to be one of the most bizarre roller coasters that I've experienced. It is an S&S 40 free spin, and this was the first one that I've experienced, and it literally just felt like a flat ride on a roller coaster. While it didn't make me nauseous like it does to some riders, it definitely made me say, what the heck was that? All in all, it was just an okay attraction that I did enjoy, but it was far from my favorite in the park. Number 8, Green Lantern. This is the park's B&M stand-up coaster, and while this coaster does get a lot of crap for being way too rough, I actually enjoyed this coaster. I really liked this coaster's layout, the inversions were forceful, and while yes, it is one of the roughest B&M coasters that I have experienced, I definitely got quite a bit of headbanging. It still isn't as bad as, let's say, like a Vekoma SLC or a rough Aero coaster or something like that. As long as you are just riding in the proper position, have your head back, and brace yourselves for the inversions, you can get a kick out of this roller coaster and enjoy the ride's fantastic layout. Number 7, Superman Ultimate Flight. This is the second Superman Ultimate Flight clone that I've experienced, with the other one being at Six Flags over Georgia. This is a very enjoyable B&M flying coaster. I really enjoy the nice graceful turns that this coaster has. It's very smooth, and the pretzel loop is just one fantastic inversion. While I do prefer the version over at Six Flags over Georgia due to the terrain usage and the ride just being the original, this ride is still very enjoyable and is one coaster not to be missed. Now, the lines for this coaster do get very long, so I would definitely recommend checking out this coaster first thing because those lines can get pretty long. Number 6, Batman the Ride. This is the second Batman the Ride clone that I've experienced, and man, I forgot how intense this B&M inverted coaster is. The layout is super compact, and the inversions are very intense. My legs were literally starting to numb after that second vertical loop, and it just really blew me away. While the theming of this Batman clone is not as good as the one at Six Flags over Georgia, I still had an amazing time on this roller coaster, and it is one of the best clones out there. Number 5, Medusa. This is the park's B&M floorless coaster, and it is widely regarded as one of the best B&M floorless coasters out there, but I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. While it was probably the smoothest floorless coaster that I've experienced, and I liked the billboards that he went through, I just felt like the coaster was running way too slow. Now, I could have gotten a bad ride on Medusa, but I honestly thought we were going to valley at points, especially during the second half. Now, the coaster does still pull some pretty good forces during the first half, and the inversions are still good, but it's just one of those roller coasters that really underwhelmed me. Like, I would take Kraken, Dominator, Rougarou all over Medusa, but Medusa is still an enjoyable roller coaster and is one not to be missed. Number 4, Nitro. This is the park's B&M hypercoaster, and honestly, I do not get all the Nitro slander at all. Nitro impressed me a ton. While the airtime wasn't the strongest, I really enjoyed this coaster's layout. The airtime hills were fun, and I also loved the helix before the mid-course brake run. I even grayed out a bit during that helix, not gonna lie. Plus, it has some of the best operations that I've seen on any roller coaster. They just kept rolling those trains, and they were absolutely fantastic. While I wouldn't call Nitro an elite hyper, I still think it is an all-around fantastic roller coaster that is worth the ride. Plus, it's my 200th roller coaster, so I gotta give it some special credit. But all in all, I absolutely love Nitro, and it is one of my favorite coasters at Six Flags Great Adventure. Number 3, Jersey Devil Coaster. This is the park's RMC single rail coaster, and this was my first ever single rail roller coaster that I've experienced, and honestly, I was completely blown away. Well, yes, the pacing wasn't as fast as I expected. I was still just shocked at how incredible the airtime is, how smooth the coaster was, and how this entire coaster just felt so out of control. This coaster now makes me very excited to experience the other single roller coasters out there, and I am a huge fan of this roller coaster. Number 2, Kingda Ka. This is the intimate accelerator coaster of the park and is known as the world's tallest roller coaster and North America's fastest coaster. And while yes, this coaster is very short, this ride is absolutely insane. The launch itself is absolutely ridiculous, launching you at 128 miles per hour, and then you hit that top at 456 feet in the air, and the view from the top is just crazy. If you ride it on a clear day, you can actually see Philadelphia and New York from the top. Next, the drop feels like you're skydiving for eternity, and the airtime hill at the end was also tons of fun. While it's definitely a little rough, I was absolutely blown away by this coaster and is a must-do for all coaster enthusiasts. Number 1, El Toro. This is the park's intimate prefabricated wooden coaster, and this ride is just absolutely incredible. El Toro takes a traditional wooden roller coaster and just makes it absolutely extreme. The airtime on this roller coaster is just absolutely incredible, the hills are strong, and this ride just feels like a bucking bull. Plus, it's very intense and the drop itself is just absolutely incredible. Yes, it is a wooden roller coaster, so it does have its rough points, but I would highly recommend grabbing a back row ride on this roller coaster, and it is honestly smoother in comparison to most of the wooden coasters that I've experienced. El Toro is without a doubt the greatest wooden roller coaster I have ever experienced in my entire life, and it will be very difficult to beat this masterpiece. And there you have it. Those are my top 12 roller coasters ranked at Six Flags Great Adventure. Now I know there could be more coasters added in the future, especially the Flash coaster coming in 2024. But Six Flags Great Adventure is such an amazing park filled with an amazing collection of roller coasters. And this is my ranking of the top 12 coasters in the park. So without further ado, I'm going to end this video, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe as well for more videos in the future if you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to comment below your list too if you've been to Six Flags Great Adventure, and just tell me what you think of the park. I think it is probably the best Six Flags park that I've been to so far. And also don't forget to check out Theme Park Guy Productions as well on all social media platforms, including Instagram, TikTok, Threads. The link trees in the description below. I will see you guys next time, and you are clear for dispatch.